What's up, everybody? Welcome to this very exciting video today. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been waiting years to drop this announcement. This video is probably going to be all over the place. I'm very excited, and a lot of the details are not finalized. But here we go. Project Ultra is here. Well, it's not. It's coming in 2023. So this video is going to explain what the heck Project Ultra is, how it came to be, why you should even care, why it's important to you. As many details as I have figured out, I'm going to lay down right here, right now. And I apologize in advance. This will probably be all over the place. So what is Project Ultra? Project Ultra is my passion project, something that I have, again, quite literally been developing for years, progressing towards fitness-wise, progressing towards knowledge-wise, in terms of like the actual like training, but also back-end stuff that I'll get into. And so how I came to conjure this up in my brain is in my time in endurance, ultra endurance, I've kind of seen two crown jewels of ultra endurance that people often talk about. The first one is a 100-mile running race. The second one is a full distance, or what a lot of people know to be an Ironman distance triathlon. So my goal is to not only do these two epitomes of ultra endurance in the same year, 2023, but I want to make the Ironman or full distance triathlon even harder. So the dates are set for these. So May 12th through May 14th is going to be the 100-mile race. I'm going to break each of these down and get into it more in a second. The second one I'm calling the handful, and that is because there are five different distances for a triathlon. There's the super sprint, the Olympic, the half, and the full distance. My goal is to do all five in 5 days leading into a full distance triathlon on that fifth day. So that one will be August 16th through August 20th. So the dates are set. The locations are not. A lot of the things are still up in the air. I have a lot of time to prep and get that stuff ready, but the reason I'm dropping this today is for a few reasons. One, I'm just freaking excited. Like, I have been gradually leveling up my fitness level to feel confident enough to even just put this down on the calendar. But also today is the first training day for me. So this is going to be like a 10-ish month basically training camp. And so that's like, for those of you who know what like a training camp is, the longest training camp I've done before is like 12 weeks, I think, or like around there. This is like a lot more than that. So today marks the first day. So selfishly, I wanted to like put this out when the journey actually started, so I can keep myself and all of you in the loop on like the training and prep for all of this, as well as the details that come in as I think of them. But also this gives you time to prep, because as I'll talk about in a second, you have an opportunity to jump in on parts of these little adventures. So what is Project Ultra? The two kind of crown jewels of ultra endurance that I hope to do both in the same calendar year, 2023. How did this come to be? So this is one of the big reasons why I'm actually like talking about this on the YouTube, which is everyone has limiting beliefs, and you kind of have two options once you identify a limiting belief. You continue to let it limit you, and you just make it a truth in your life, and you succumb to letting it rule what you can do and who you can be, or you challenge that limiting belief with every freaking fiber of your being. And back 4 or 5 years ago, I had this limiting belief in my head that I was not an endurance athlete. I couldn't run. Well, I didn't want to run because I knew I sucked at it more than like a couple miles, or yeah, like a 5K was like pushing the limits of what was possible for me 4 or 5 years ago. And that was just something that I automatically said was, I'm not an endurance athlete. And once I started getting into like growth mindset and pushing back on limiting beliefs, I immediately challenged this one because I knew it was something that I would learn a lot about myself in the pursuit of shattering that limiting belief. And so I started going after bigger and bigger races, achievements, feats, accomplishments, all of that stuff. And this idea of Project Ultra slowly started formulating in my head. And really it was back maybe like 2-3 years ago, I kept hearing about people doing Ironmans or people doing these 100-mile races, and the accolades and all of like the rewards and like feeling of accomplishment that comes with it, but also just these people had an inner confidence about them once they got through these athletic feats. And so I knew, and I kind of benchmarked it as like, at some point I want to do this. And in my last kind of few athletic feats with 4x4x48, run some more, things like that, I've started to develop this sense of knowing that it's time to go after the big dog, my Everest, which is Project Ultra. So without hesitation, I set down the dates. I got everything kind of planned out training wise to get ready for it. So that's kind of just the backstory. I know, sorry, that took longer than I expected or hoped it would, but that's what Project Ultra is and how it came to be. Now, why do you care? A couple of reasons. One, these are both going to be charity events. The 100 miler is going to be putting together funds for the Jackson Sparks Foundation. That is something that is very near and dear to me for a few reasons. The charity formulated because of a tragedy that happened to a young boy during a Christmas parade, car accident that happened last year in Waukesha. I did not know them. I'm not acting like this is some like personal thing to me. However, the fact that this family took a tragedy and turned it into something as beautiful as a charity that helps kids who otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to participate in sports and recreational activities, that's something that resonates with me, because probably the most pivotal aspect of my life was sports and getting out and getting active with my friends, and the lessons that I learned from coaches and from teammates and from just the game is something that I'm super passionate about. And I'm so excited to just bring awareness and funds to the Jackson Sparks Foundation. So that's the first one. The second one is, if you were a part of Run Some More, then you know the Little Warrior Foundation. So that is a charity that funds research for child cancer, more specifically Ewing sarcoma. So like, to me, there is no better pursuit than funding research that helps give a kid their life back, or as much normalcy as we can, or as they can. I'm no scientist, but again, just bringing awareness and funds to these two charities is something that you can help with. Like, whether it's $1, $10, $100, whatever you can and are able to help donate. I'm not collecting funds yet, but like, just to put it on your radar, anything that you can do will help. So that's kind of the first part of why I'm talking about this now, is build that foundation of like, if you can save a cent a day for the next like 100 days and you can donate $1, awesome. If you can save $1 a week for the next however long and donate that, awesome. But I want to give people as much awareness as early on so that you have time to really be a part of this crazy grand adventure and contribute. Like that to me is the biggest part of this, is the contribution and the giving back in the pursuit of these extraordinary things. So that's the first reason I'm bringing this awareness to you all. The second reason is I'm making these interactive experiences. So that sounds really weird to say. Let me explain. So for each of these, the 100 miler, I want whoever is listening to this to join me. not for the whole 100 miles, but whether it's for a mile, a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, a marathon, whatever you believe pushes the edge of your limit by May 12th, 13th or 14th, I want you to like really commit to that when you hear this, like today, this week, again, whatever time you hear this, commit to it, devote yourself to it, go after it. Like the whole kind of like mantra behind this is like, what is your impossible and how can you challenge it? How can you overcome it? Something that the Iron Cowboy used as his mantra during, I think Conquer 100 is like redefine impossible. And that is so freaking true for this too. So I want you to partake in redefining what you believe is possible or impossible for yourself. And when you do it in a physical way, it helps you realize so many areas of your life that you can unlock or level up in that you would never have even thought or like challenged before overcoming something in the physical space. So for the 100 miler or for the handful, I'll have an actual sign up sheet down the road. Again, not yet, but be ready when it comes out. There's a swim, a bike, and a run for all 5 events. I will have a sign-up sheet that you can sign up for the swim, the bike, and or the run for any of the 5 events. And when you sign up, there will be a commitment to donate or collect X amount of funds for like to hold your spot to join in on it. So there's so many great things that are coming from this. I am so excited. I don't have all the answers yet. Again, what I know is May 12th through May 14th, I'm going to be running 100 miles. Anyone is welcome to join me for any part of it and do what you want to do. Like set a goal and crush it for yourself and hopefully donate a little bit while you do that. August 16th through August 20th will be the handful. That is the 5 triathlon distances in 5 days. Again, set yourself up to do something that you believe is extraordinary for you during that event as well. And think about pulling together some funds to contribute for that. All of this being said, I want to not just like in the Trev talks, I always talk about like one little tip for the week to hopefully help you like level up your mindset, your skill set, your attitude, your actions. But that's preaching. That's just talking. Or on the podcast, it's bringing in other guests who can shed light on other things, but that's talking. Not to like discredit any of that stuff. There's a reason I do it. I think it provides value. But this is my opportunity to practice it, to really go out and set the example and show people that when you don't give in to excuses, when you don't give in to limiting beliefs, when you don't give in to insecurities, you can do some crazy freaking things with this life. And again, this has been something I've had lurking in the shadows for years. And I am so like humbled that I'm even at the point where, first of all, I have people, even if it's like 2 of you listening to this, but that I have the health and the ability to go and even like attempt something like this. And I find that so beautiful. And I'm so grateful for everything that Best Self and that this life has provided. And so for me, it's about like making the most of it, like really figuring out how much I can juice out of the rag when I wrench out the potential in this life. And so I'm so excited for you all to jump in on this journey. I'm going to be keeping updates going on training, how that's going. Swimming is going to be hilarious in the first month. Today in the pool was just a gong show. But if you do have questions, if you have ideas, again, coming down the line, the 100 miler is going to be a little smaller of an event, but the handful is going to be like, there are going to be sponsors. There's going to be hopefully some vendors. There's going to be a little party on the weekend in the last couple days for everyone to bring their family, their friends, hang out, have a good time. So these are going to be big events. This is going to be a big thing, a big deal. And it's because it's kind of the final chapter in my journey of finding the limit of ultra endurance. And I want all of you to push yourself and find your limit. I want this to be a community thing during which we also give back and contribute to very, very worthy causes. So if you have ideas, if you have questions, if you have comments, if you have anything you want to say, you can throw it in the comments. Reach out to me privately through social media. But I'm so freaking amped. You could probably tell from just me talking about it, but stay tuned for more details on this. If you're excited about Project Ultra, like this. If you want to stay up to date with kind of developments and leading into the actual Project Ultra events, subscribe, and thank you for listening to this rambling on. We will catch you on the next video. Peace!